Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
What's up everyone, this is Blue Nova and I'm here to bring you a new tutorial on Tory Lanez song, Why Don't You Love Me from his album Love Me Now. I will be giving a whole breakdown on what I did for this tutorial, so you want to stay to the very end. There's some cool stuff I do want to show you guys. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so you know every time I have a new upload. For the next few months, I will be having some tutorials that are more in-depth with vocal mixing, a lot of original stuff, and also I will be giving out some FLPs so you all get a better understanding of what I'm doing. This session will be available on my site, bluenovabeats.com. So you will have my raw vocals in it and know exactly what I did as opposed to just watching it. But aside from that, we're going to jump into it. So what we're going to do, just right click and work on the lead vocal right here. That's pretty much all that's going to be, you know, in the song that we're working with. I'm going to turn off all these other effects. And we're going to go to the master channel and turn off the master. So to start, the first thing I did was add some autotune. There is a little bit of autotune in Tory Lanez vocals, so you want to make sure you have these settings for this specific song. The retune speed, I kept it at about 10. You can pretty much keep it at that range. 10 or 15 is usually good for me. For the key, I put it at E and then scale minor. Input type, soprano, voice, and all these other settings you want to freeze the screen and get it. But I'm gonna play the vocals with the autotune on it.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
So the next thing will be a compressor, but if you don't have autotune, Terrace autotune, I do have a backup in here, which is Picture in FL Studio. So I've already adjusted the speed, the key, and the scale. And like I said, this will be available on my site, bluenovabeats.com, so you will be able to have the exact same thing once you load it all in. But it will give you the same exact effect as the Terrace autotune. Aside from that, we're going to go to the next thing, which is the compressor. So once you load in the Fruity limiter, these are the settings you want to have. You want to have your release at 243, your head. You want to keep that at 1.02 milliseconds. I turned the ratio all the way to the right and then the knee all the way to the right. Now with the threshold, you want to drop the threshold to where your vocals are being compressed. So you just want to level out your vocals, the inconsistent peaks in it. That's what the compressor is doing in this. So I'm going to play it so you understand what it's doing.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex, I gotta flex, diamonds and checks. So
as you can see, there's a lot of heavy compression in it. And that's because later on in the song, Tory Lanez does some singing. This beginning part is a rapping part, but the singing has a little bit of lower tones. And that's why the compressor is so low on here, because you want to make sure that's leveled out completely. Aside from that, I'm going to go into the parametric EQ2, which we have right here. Now, the first one is just to clean up the vocal. I did some cuts in the low frequency. Tory Lanez vocals, in this specific song, you need to have these settings. The reason why I stress that is because there's a lot of low end frequency that's cleaned out, and Tory Lanez vocals are usually thin. In order to get the high end frequency, you want to have a boost around the 6K region. You want to boost that up to 12 decibels. And I know that's a lot, but we will take care of it later on with the Deesser that we have. So I'm going to play with the EQ.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex, I gotta flex, diamonds and checks.
So you can hear there's a lot of sibilance in it. A lot of stuff has to be taken care of, and we're going to jump into that after the next parametric EQ2. Now this one was just to do a little bit more boosting in the lower mid frequencies and also in the upper high end frequencies, just to make sure it's sat well and it sounded exactly like Tory Lanez vocals. Like I did, my method in this was to compare my vocals and make it sound as if it was exactly recorded or mixed in a session as Tory Lanez. So doing these boosts right here in these frequencies, make sure to get that same exact quality. Now I'm going to play it with the boosted frequencies.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
Now, the next thing is going to be a Deesser. I have included a free Deesser, well, stock Deesser in FL Studio, which is going to be Maximus, and I have adjusted the settings to fit exactly how it should sound. Now what you want to do is click on presets, click the Ester split band, and that's going to load up this initial preset. After you load up the preset, you want to drop the band down to -18, and that's going to take care of all the sibilance in the vocals. Now I'm going to play it with the Deesser.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex, I gotta flex, diamonds and checks.
So now that you hear, you can hear a lot of that sibilance is taken care of. If you don't have, sorry, this is the backup if you don't have the Waves Deesser. So what the Waves Deesser is going to do the same thing, but probably give it a little bit more control with the Waves Deesser, because it is higher quality. It is a third-party plugin. So what you want to do is have your frequency set to 5506, your sidechain. You want to select high pass, and then monitor, select audio, and just you can see that the threshold has been dropped to -26.4, which takes care of all those sibilance issues in the vocals. So I'm gonna play it.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
And then with the Maximus Deesser, this is how it sounds like.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
So it's pretty much essentially the same exact thing, but the Waves Deesser does have a little bit more control and a little bit better quality to it. But regardless, you will get a pretty close result to it. The next thing we have is the Fruity Reverb 2. Now this is very important to pay attention to. Tory Lanez's vocals in this song, there was a lot of reverb, and I noticed that the beat itself had a lot of stereo imaging. The stereo imaging within the beat was pretty wide, and I was able to notice that just by looking at the analyzer. So what you want to do is have your wetness. You want to turn your wetness up to 50%, and you really want to have a great amount of reverb, which fills in that wideness within the beat. So that's very important to know. And these are the exact settings that I found were really useful, you know, to get me the same exact results as Tory Lanez's vocals. So you want to have these settings, you know, just to save time. Like I said, you will be able to get this on bluenovabeats.com. So I will just play the reverb, and you'll hear exactly what it sounds like.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex, I gotta flex, diamonds and checks.
Now the very last thing will be Fruity Limiter, and this is basically to bring up the volume by raising up the gain in the vocals and also leveling out the entire vocal. So in order to do that, you want to first make sure you load in the Fruity Limiter, and then bring the release down all the way to 0, and you can leave the attack and the head alone. Now with the ceiling, you want to bring that down to -3 decibels and just bring up the gain right here until it's hitting the peak of the ceiling. So I'm going to play it so you understand what I'm talking about.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex, I gotta flex, diamonds and checks.
So now that you hear that, there's a lot of great clarity and quality to it. You can hear the high end presence in it. The Deesser has been, you know, has taken care of the sibilance in the vocals, and the reverb. You can hear everything clearly now that everything's been brought up to par and leveled out completely. So now that we have that, I'm going to play the beat with it, and you're gonna hear how everything sounds like without the master channel on it.
Out of my
So here it goes.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
Cool. So the next thing, which will be around, I guess you could say the last phase of this tutorial, is the master channel. What you want to do is have isotope ozone. If you don't have ozone 5, if you have a different version of it, this is exactly what you want to follow. So we're just gonna wait for that. So when that's pulled up, what you want to do, you want to have the brick wall preset, and how you do that, you want to click the 8th band, click the drop down, click low pass, and then click brick wall. Once you're on that, you want to bring in the frequency cut to 14,979 hertz. That's going to clean up the quality. A lot of songs, I've mentioned this in all my tutorials, and I do this in every song I mix. You want to kill that high-end frequency. I've seen that in every song, whether it's a Travis song, a Drake song, Kendrick, whoever. I've noticed this. A lot of engineers have done this over the years, but they always cut up the high-end frequency for some reason, and it also takes care of a lot of that annoying frequency that you'll hear within the mix. So now that you have the explanation, I'm going to play how it sounds.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
Alright, and if you don't have Ozone 5 equalizer, I do have a backup in here, which is going to be Master EQ, and that will be provided within the folder, like I mentioned earlier. So I have adjusted the preset for you, and it does have the cut right here at 15,000 hertz. And I will play it so you understand it does, doesn't sound exactly the same.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex.
So you can even see right here, you can see the cutting of the frequency up in this audio spectrum. So the very last thing is just to have a fruity soft clipper so that the volume, that the mix doesn't go past 0 decibels, because then you'll be reaching distortion levels and a lot of clipping. So all you want to do, just load in a fruity soft clipper as it is, and these settings will pull up automatically. Now I will play the final quality and you all will hear what it sounds like.
Out of my wrist, set on my neck, I gotta flex, show my ex, you not my girl, you did me wrong, feel like I can't even call you my ex, I gotta flex.
And then moving over here to the singing area, just so you hear what I did.
Can't you love me? 5 bands spinning lovely, wrist cuts get you glister, have you looking like you still love me? Why can't you love me?
So that pretty much wraps up this tutorial. Like I said, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification, hit the bell icon so you are up to date with the new stuff I'm about to drop soon. If you have any questions, you can go to bluenovabeats.com. Go to the bottom of the website. The contact form is right there. You can send me an email through there, which is way easier. If you need any of your beats, mix and master, or if you need any beats specifically, you can go back up to the top, go to Beat Store, and get any beat you want. Every genre, every style is there, so you can use it for your own project. If you need any other service, just feel free to contact me. And like I said, subscribe, like, share, and comment. And I will see you all on the next video. But thank you all for watching.
All of that shit that you did just to flex. How you gon' shit on the kid just to flex? How you gon' shit on the kid when you know I used to love you? Give me a sec.